He blinked once and woke up 40 years after the war he died in. What if your last memory wasn't your last? What if war was just the beginning? They were ghosts before they even knew it. Not because they were dead, but because the world they fought for was already gone. Fade in. War zone. Blinding sun. Sand whipped like knives. Boots thunder across dirt. Sweat on steel. Smoke coils like snakes. On Earth, the air was burning. A squad of American soldiers moved through a hostile zone, scanning rooftops, barrels tight in hand, adrenaline masking the fear just under their skin. Kelly leads. Jax watches the rear. Reyes and Rodie take point. Then, movement. Two enemies. Quick, quiet, but not quick enough. Gunfire erupts. Sharp, decisive, brutal. The bodies drop before their rifles cool. The mission continues. Far off, bombs echo like thunder. They climb a stairwell, taking the building level by level. No hesitation, no remorse. Enemies appear. Enemies fall. One bullet at a time. A sniper nests on the balcony. Others sweep the interior. A bloodbath without warning. No one speaks. The only sound is death. Clear. Back to the streets. Planes howl overhead like birds of prey. Victory isn't felt. It's survived. And then, a corner. A mistake. They round it, and there's a full squad waiting. Too many. Too fast. Bullets rain. Men scream. The world narrows to a single thought. Survive. Rodie grabs a wounded comrade, dragging him backwards. Blood slick on his gloves. Cover. Fire. Move. Again. He checks the wound. Dead. No time to grieve. Another enemy squad appears. They're surrounded. Rodie radios for support, but the signal's choked with static. That's when it happens. The entire block goes dark. Clouds split like torn cloth. A single red light pierces through. Silent. Still. Watching. Then, it strikes. A beam of light cuts through the night like a blade, disintegrating the enemy squad in a flash of heat and static. The soldiers freeze, and then the light turns white. It hums, building power. Then, lightning. Electric. Blinding. Divine. It crashes down on the soldiers, lifting them into the air. Their screams are swallowed by the wind. Their bodies vanish into the clouds. Rodie wakes, gasping, drenched, choking, not on air, but on some thick translucent resin. Stasis fluid. He vomits. So does Jax. Then Reyes, Kelly, Nash, all of them, floating in strange glass chambers, plugged into wires, their bodies half naked, trembling with life. They collapse onto cold metal floors. The machines hiss and retract, confused, drenched, armed. Rodie whispers, stasis resin. It dissolves fast, then pauses. Wait, how do I know that? They look around. This isn't Earth. The walls hum. The light flickers blue and green. No windows, just corridors, cold steel, alien writing. Every weapon they carried is still loaded, but the war is long gone. Reyes finds a metal plate on the wall. It has all their names on it, and their unit numbers. He doesn't remember reading it before, but he knows it's right. They weren't rescued. They were archived. Kelly speaks like a leader again. Let's move. We're not staying here. They reach a large circular door at the end of the hallway. The button doesn't work, so they push. Together. The door groans open. Beyond it, more corridors, more silence, more dread. In the next hallway, the air changes, colder, and the walls burnt, as if something tried breaking in or out. Rodie sees a vent hatch. Reyes climbs in, crawls, follows the only lit path. He finds a way through. The team joins him. They drop into a room filled with floor-level fog. Then, drip blood. It lands on Reyes' face. He looks up and freezes. Bodies, dozens of them, hanging upside down. No heads. The fog thickens. The silence is unbearable. In the next room, more bodies. One still twitching, and something else. A woman, alive, handcuffed to the wall, pale, eyes wide. She mutters in a language no one understands. They free her. A growl, not human. Something big. Something angry. It bursts through the wall like a demon made of armor and rage. Claws like machetes. Teeth like broken glass. It charges, slashes Gibbs across the chest, tosses him like a doll. Nash finds a strange weapon in the next room. Alien tech. He tosses it to Rodie. Rodie doesn't know why, but his hands move like they've done this before. He fires. A flash. The creature staggers. Then, it roars. Not dead. Rodie freezes. But the woman, they call her Robbie, grabs the gun, aims without mercy, and finishes the job. Kelly speaks to her again, but this time, he speaks her language. Russian. Robbie stares at him. You're one of the sleepers. The team stares back confused. What does that mean? She just walks away, but not for long. Another alien arrives. It has a laser gun. A squad behind it. Gunfire explodes. Robbie is hit. Kelly drags her away. More aliens. More death. They find a vent and disappear. But Reyes doesn't make it. He turns to cover them, firing as he falls. Dragged away. Screaming. Gone. The team hides. Rodie whispers, why do I know how to fire that weapon? Kelly stares at Robbie. Why do I understand her? She answers in English now. The aliens connected your minds. You didn't just sleep. You learned. They call it the gift. And then, the truth. This isn't a prison. It's a ship. Earth is already gone. Voyager 1, the probe we sent to explore the stars, sent back a signal, an invitation. But the wrong ones answered. Now they harvest. Not just bodies, but minds. And the soldiers were just level 1. What if your nightmares weren't dreams? What if they were training simulations for your own extinction? Aggression. They thought they were fighting a war. They didn't know. The real enemy hadn't even arrived yet. Cold metal corridors stretch endlessly. Motion sensors blink red on the walls. The team follows Robbie in silence. Fog clings to their boots. Somewhere behind them, something breathes. Every hallway looks the same, like the ship was built to confuse, to trap, to break. Nash whispers, "This has to be an underwater prison, right? That's what this is." No one answers, but something answers them. A noise. Wet, sharp, organic. They press on. They enter a corridor painted in blood. Literal trails, slashes, symbols maybe. And on the wall, an energy clamp, sparking. Rodie notices it. "This place is dying," he says. Kelly nods. "That's why the stasis failed. That's why we woke up." Suddenly, Robbie stops. She lifts her hand, points up. They follow her gaze. Above them, bodies hung by their feet, headless, dripping, rotting. Raya vomits. The fog thickens. The smell is death, wearing a disguise. In the next room, a table, metal, tilted, with shackles. Above it, another body, slashed open, gutted, and beside it, an alien tool rack. Blades, hooks, something with needles. This wasn't just a lab. It was a butcher shop. Suddenly, noise. Fast. Too fast. A hulking figure leaps from the shadows. It slashes Gibbs again, ripping him open. Gibbs doesn't scream. There's no time. Nash finds an alien cannon, still hot from battle. He tosses it to Rodie. Rodie catches it, somehow knowing where the trigger is. He fires. The shot lands. The alien stumbles, but it doesn't fall. It rushes, knocks down Reyes, swats Jax into a wall, grabs Kelly by the neck, holds him still, like it's trying to remember something, then throws him like trash. It charges Robbie. Rodie lifts the weapon again, fires. The alien groans, wavers, crashes to the floor. Is it dead? No. It roars. But Robbie, eyes burning, grabs the weapon herself, fires once, twice. Silence. She speaks in another language. Kelly responds. She stops. "How do you speak Russian?" she asks. He doesn't know. Neither does Rodie when he picks up the alien weapon like it's second nature. The answer? The aliens. They didn't just freeze them. They linked them. Dreams weren't dreams. They were downloads. Another alien arrives. Laser fire. Immediate. Robbie is shot. Kelly fires back. Hits nothing. The alien disappears, but more follow. An entire unit. They're fast. Too fast. Jax and Robbie break away, searching for another exit. Kelly jams the door with his blade. "Go!" he yells. The others run. The aliens pound the door. Rodie, Kelly, Nash fire from behind cover. Bullets fly, but they can't hold forever. Reyes, he stays behind. The door opens just enough. He shoots. Drops one alien, but the rest pour in. He runs. He almost makes it to the vent, but claws grab his ankle, drag him screaming into the dark. The team lands in another chamber. Metal walls. Smells like rust and ozone. Robbie's wound oozes black red, but she says, "I'm fine." Kelly asks her questions. She answers in English now. "You are sleepers. The aliens chose your minds. You were in their machines for decades. How do you know this?" Rodie asks. Robbie pauses. "Because I was born here." She leads them to a balcony. Below them, light. Thousands of tiny lights, but they're not bulbs. They're capsules. Each one a person. Inside, sleeping, frozen, unknowing. The aliens feed off minds. They study war, fear, strategy, emotion. "Why?" asks Nash, shaking. "To prepare," she says. "To win." They stop in a corridor. Kelly changes Robbie's bandage. Nash breaks down. "This isn't aliens. This is hell. This is the revelation, the rapture." Rodie clutches his rifle tighter. Jack stares into nothing. Kelly looks at a photo. His daughter. If she's alive, she'd be 40. The thought almost breaks him. Robbie opens another door. A vast hangar. Rows of crates, containers. Inside, earth, cars, weapons, books, furniture, a stop sign, a child's toy, stolen, collected. Rodie frowns. This is loot. Kelly agrees. "They're boxing us in." Robbie pleads. "You can't fight them." But Kelly is already giving orders. They split, set up ambush points. Jax volunteers. "I'll bait them," he says. In the corridor, Jax sings, loud, off-key, laughing in the face of death. The aliens come, one by one. He fires, moves, fires again. They chase him through the maze. Laser blasts spark off the walls. He reaches the hangar. They follow him in. Nash opens fire from above. Clean headshot. Rodie flanks. Kelly fires. Robbie reloads. One by one, they fall. It's quick, clean, almost too easy. Robbie freezes. This is wrong. Too late. Another alien squad enters, but these are different. Bigger, stronger. Shields glowing blue. Nash fires. The bullets bounce. Rodie throws a grenade. Nothing. They run. Jax is hit. He drops, dead before he hits the ground. Nash screams, shoots the killer dead. Grief becomes fury. They escape through a hatch, slide down a tunnel, land in a pit of bones, a pool of rotting corpses. The smell is enough to make Nash puke again. Rodie swears. Then a voice from above, feminine, Russian. "Ravi?" the voice asks. Robbie looks up. "Mother?" A rope drops. "What if everything you remembered was planted? What if the only way to survive was to become something entirely?"
It wasn't a war. It was a test we never knew we were taking until we failed. The rope sways in the dim air. The pit below stinks of death, but the soldiers climb, one by one, toward the voice, toward a ghost. Robbie reaches the top first. She falls into the arms of a woman with silver-streaked hair and a hardened soldier's stare. "Anya," she whispers. "No, Mother." The others climb up after her. Kelly, Rodie, Nash. And when Kelly sees her uniform, he freezes. Russian military. Old style. Dusty. Torn, but unmistakable. Anya smiles. "Welcome to the last corner of the ship." She guides them through tunnels, carefully avoiding red blinking sensors in the walls. She knows their rhythm, their pulse, every trap, every trigger. She's memorized them, lived among them, survived them. Down another hatch, they reach a basement sealed tight. The walls are covered in strange carvings, drawings, memories.
painted with grease, burnt wood, blood. This is her sanctuary, her prison, her church of madness. They sit, finally breathe. Kelly explains how they woke, the stasis, the lightning. Anya listens, and when he finishes, she speaks. You were in the trophy room, she says. That's where they keep the minds they like. They study you. Nash, how long have you been here? Anya lowers her eyes. I don't know anymore. 20, maybe 30 years. I stopped counting after 10. Kelly's hand tightens around the photo of his daughter. He realizes she must be his age now, if she's alive at all. And then she tells them everything. The truth that burns more than any war. In 1977, humanity launched Voyager 1, a spacecraft meant to carry music, images, and a golden plaque into the stars. An invitation, a message of peace. It worked. The message was received, but not by friends. Anya, they weren't explorers. They were predators. They tracked the signal back to Earth. They found us long before we saw them coming. First, they took the minds, the world's best generals, tacticians, strategists. Silently, swiftly, they connected them to machines, biological processors that extract thoughts like data. Kelly looks at Rodie, Nash, Robbie, the simulations, the training, the memories. They used you, Anya says, to understand how we fight, how we panic, how we break. And when they knew enough, she pauses. They invaded. Earth didn't stand a chance. The invasion didn't last weeks. It lasted days. Major cities vanished overnight. Communications collapsed. Satellites were hijacked. The nukes never launched. The aliens weren't just smarter. They were already inside our minds. Robbie's voice shakes. But why didn't they just kill us? Anya, because death isn't what they want. They want knowledge. They want fear. They feed on it. Rodie, then why are we still alive? Anya smiles bitterly. Because you're useful. You're the best minds they ever tested. You're sleepers. Warriors they plan to awaken later if they needed to fight other species. They turned you into weapons without your consent. Kelly stands, his fists clenched. Then we destroy their machine. Anya nods. You're not the first to try. My team tried it years ago. She swallows. They all died, except me. But one of us, Robbie's father, managed to sabotage the main reactor. That's why the ship glitched, why the stasis pods released, why the creatures are malfunctioning. Kelly, so there's a chance? Anya, yes, but she turns away. They are fixing the relay. If they repair it and contact home, more will come. This ship is carrying the spoils of war. If it returns, Earth is truly lost. There are explosives, stolen over time, hidden in vents, behind panels, rigged quietly. Anya has them all mapped out. She lays it out. The communication tower is at the top deck, heavily guarded, full of sensors, but the vents still work, and with enough noise, a small team might just make it. Rodie, we split. Some fight, some plant bombs. Nash, I want to be with the explosives. Anya, not. Then you'll go with Robbie. Kelly hands Rodie the alien gauntlet, a shield he stole from one of the bodies. You'll need this. They crawl, through vents that smell like rust and blood. They reach the deck. Two teams. Rodie and Kelly act as bait, distraction. Robbie and Nash plant charges near the relay. Rodie sees blood near a sensor, a trap. He taunts the enemy. Come and get me, you metal freaks. Gunfire erupts. He ducks, fires, moves again. Guards leave the relay room, drawn to the commotion. Nash and Robbie begin planting explosives, carefully, silently. Every second feels like thunder. Suddenly, they're spotted. Aliens open fire. Nash yells, "Cover me!" Robbie plants the last charge. Meanwhile, Rodie and Kelly are cornered. More enemies arrive. Kelly fires wildly. The shield glows, absorbs one hit, then two, then fails. They run, but the corridor is too narrow. Rodie stops, turns to Kelly, hands him the detonator. Get to the others. Kelly, Rodie! He shoves him through the door, slams it. Kelly bangs on the door. Rodie! Inside, Robbie smiles, pulls the pin on two grenades. Come on, you bastards. The corridor erupts in flame. Robbie and Nash reach the final bomb. Aliens come from both ends. They're trapped. Robbie, we're not going to make it. Anya's voice crackles through the radio. Then blow the whole deck. Nash looks at Robbie, then at the timer. He flips the switch. Beep, beep, beep. What if the war never ended? It just changed form. What if you were trained to survive only so they could watch you die?
They were chosen for war, but what they became was something even the aliens feared. The deck explodes in white light. Metal screams. Air shatters. Alarms echo like a funeral bell. Containers collapse. Fire ripples down the corridor like a living beast. Robbie and Nash slam into the floor, shielded only by debris. The hangar is gone. So are half the aliens. And Rodie is nowhere. Kelly staggers through the smoke, coughing, bleeding, broken. He watches flames lick up toward the ceiling. Rodie is gone. He doesn't get to grieve, because the fire calls more of them. More aliens. Bigger, smarter, with shields that pulse like hearts. And somewhere among them, the scarred leader steps forward. The survivors run, limbs aching, blood trailing. Nash holds Robbie's arm as they sprint. Kelly covers the rear, laser gun overheating in his hands. Aliens pour in from the walls, firing without mercy. Robbie sees a handle on the corridor wall, slams it down. The door slams shut. The blast buys them
seconds. But they aren't alone. More aliens crawl in from the opposite side. Nash finds a hatch. "Get in," he shouts. They drop through the chute, sliding into blackness, and land in a pile of bones, skulls, flesh, remains of hundreds of other humans. A graveyard inside a machine. The smell is unbearable. Robbie pukes. Nash almost does too. Kelly holds it in. Until a voice above. Russian. Firm. "Robbie." She looks up. "Mama?" Anya. Alive. She throws down a rope. They climb one by one into another hidden chamber, lit by candles. Lines of alien glyphs carved into the steel. Kelly sees her coat. Russian military. Older than his father's war. Anya has survived this long by staying invisible. Anya hugs Robbie tight, then her face darkens. "They're close," she whispers. "I can feel them." Kelly asks how. "I hear them, not with ears, with my mind. It's my gift." The mind link has changed her. It changed them all, and it's about to break. She tells them the relay isn't fully down. The leader is repairing it slowly. They're not just buying time anymore. They're buying Earth a future. The last explosives are placed. Nash volunteers to hold the line. He tells Robbie, "If I don't make it, make sure someone remembers who we were." He kisses her forehead, then runs straight into the dark, yelling, screaming, singing the same song Jack sang, loud enough to draw every monster. The corridor shakes as the aliens chase him. He dives, slides, fires. Grenades bounce behind him. He keeps running until a dead end. Nowhere left to go. He pulls the pin on every grenade, smiles, then stops, shakes his head. No. He tucks the grenades back. He's not done yet. Robbie hides inside a hatch, hears footsteps, then silence. She steps out. An alien sees her, raises a blade, but doesn't strike. Instead, it listens, because behind it, Kelly has arrived. Laser fire. Kelly drops 3 before the 4th tackles him. They tumble through the hallway, fighting hand to hand. Claws, teeth, fists. Kelly bleeds, keeps fighting, bleeds more, keeps moving. They break into another chamber, and Kelly sees it. A room filled with prisoners, humans, trapped in glass tubes, whispering, crying, begging. Then blackness. Kelly is slammed into a wall, knocked out. He wakes, upside down, hung like the others, stripped, bleeding. The alien leader steps forward, scarred, hulking, silent. It lifts a blade, stares into Kelly's soul, but behind it, a spark of light. Nash, alive, hidden in the vents. One clean shot. Boom. Alien down. Nash frees Kelly. They storm the prison cells, release the humans. Dozens, men, women, children. They grab weapons from the walls. The last army, the last chance. The aliens arrive, but now Kelly and Nash are ready. Laser guns blaze, bodies drop. The humans escape, running behind Robbie into the corridors. The trio makes a final stand near a sealed wall. Robbie shouts, "Out of ammo!" Kelly throws Nash his belt. Grenades. Nash yanks all the pins, tosses the belt. Kelly slams the door. Boom! Nash leans against the door, laughing, crying. Then, slash! A blade from behind. Through his back, through his heart. He drops. The scarred alien leader limps in, wounded, furious. Kelly stares it down. He tells Robbie, "Run." She won't, so he charges. The alien disarms him, throws him against the roof, breaks his ribs. Kelly picks up a blade. The alien activates its shield, slams it into Kelly. Again. Blood flies. Then, the alien throws its own blade. Kelly ducks, lets it pass. Then, slams the door control, catches the alien in the frame. Crunch. The leader drops, dead. Kelly limps down the hallway, finds Robbie. She's crying. He helps her up. Together, they open the final door and step outside. It's Earth, but not the Earth they remember. Wreckage, ash, winds howl across broken cities. No power, no people, just bones and silence. We won, but there's nothing left to win. The aliens didn't just invade Earth. They invaded memory, identity, purpose. They broke the rules of war by making us forget we ever signed up for it. Kelly looks at the horizon, a cracked sky, but one still turning blue. Maybe, just maybe, there's still something to fight for. Not vengeance, not war, but meaning. What do you think really happened? Were the sleepers trained to destroy, or were they chosen to rebuild? Because here at Rikapovi, we don't just tell stories, we unravel them. Drop your theories in the comments. Were the aliens feeding on memory or fear? Was Earth truly lost or just paused? What would you have done if you woke up 40 years after the end of the world? Hit like, subscribe, and never miss a twist.